It is a game show designed around some of the most important things in a kid's life: trivia, prizes, navigating ridiculous obstacles, and making an absolute mess of everything while doing it. It helped establish the voice and character of a cable network that would soon grow to dominate the landscape of children's television entertainment. Hi, I'm Dan Larson, and this is the history of Double Dare. Thank you to KiwiCo for sponsoring this video. Go to kiwico.com/toygalaxy to get 30% off your first month of any crate right now. KiwiCo offers monthly crates designed by experts and tested by kids, each one focusing on a different theme, promoting hands-on learning and fun. KiwiCo now offers 9 subscription lines, each catering to different challenge levels and topics: Panda, Koala, Kiwi, Atlas, Doodle, Tinker, Eureka, Maker, and Yummy. From age 0 to 104 or more, there's something for everyone. In fact, any of them can work for anyone. Anyone with a curious mind and a desire to have fun and learn at the same time. Everything you need to complete a project, from instructions to materials to tools, is right there in the box. You'll even get an educational magazine filled with content to learn even more about the crate's theme. KiwiCo believes that the key to a better tomorrow is developing the skills to problem solve, innovate, and create. That goes for kids, that goes for all of us. The projects provide hours of entertainment and something to show for your investment in time. KiwiCo now ships to over 40 countries. Click the link in the description below now to get 30% off your first month of any crate by going to kiwico.com/toygalaxy. Again, that's kiwico.com/toygalaxy, and thank you again to KiwiCo for sponsoring this video. Double Dare originally aired on the Nickelodeon cable network from 1986 to 1993. Hosted by Marc Summers, it was the most successful game for kids, featuring kids at the time, and was in no way associated with the 1976 CBS game show hosted by Alex Trebek. Double Dare pits 2 teams against each other in a trivia competition with cash and prizes on the line. Beyond the trivia, there's a chance to take on physical challenges and the Double Dare obstacle course, which delivers the most reward for the players and the most entertainment for the audience. Because Double Dare isn't just about regurgitating trivia, it's about gambling to see if your opponent can regurgitate trivia. And if they can't, then there's a chance for even greater cash reward or greater risk of penalization, which can yield greater reward. Questions range from simple things like the number of stars on the American flag to TV trivia, to questions that were so hard it was obvious they were intended to trigger a physical challenge. For this is the arena, and the people must be entertained. See, if Team 1 doesn't know the answer or doesn't think Team 2 knows, Team 1 can dare Team 2 to answer it. But Team 2 can double dare Team 1 if they think the initial dare was a bluff. If Team 1 truly cannot answer, then they must compete in a physical challenge which, if we're all being honest, is what the kids and the audience wanted to see from the beginning. Answering questions, that's something you can see on every game show everywhere. But watching a kid your age throw Velcro balls covered in mashed potatoes at their blindfolded teammate wearing a bullseye on their chest, that is Double Dare. The winner is the team with the most money earned after 2 rounds of play, and to that victor goes the spoils, which in this case is an opportunity for those 2 kids to win even more prizes by successfully navigating the Double Dare obstacle course. 8 different obstacles to be completed within 60 seconds to take home the full complement of prizes. Prizes kids love: Toys R Us gift certificates, skateboards, bikes, board games, answering machines, VCRs, video games, and every kid's dream made real, a Disney vacation. Double Dare was an experiment for a cable network that was in trouble. Nickelodeon launched as the first cable channel for kids in 1979 with an educational show called Pinwheel as the bulk of its programming, 3 to 5 hours a day, supported by shows like Video Comic Book, Nickel Flicks, By the Way, and America Goes Bananas. For the next few years, like most cable networks, they were running at a loss. At the time, Nickelodeon did not run any commercials, and it was tough to sustain on cable fees alone in an era before cable was as widespread as it is today. By 1984, Nickelodeon had switched over to airing commercials as an additional form of revenue and was finally becoming profitable. That same year, the Reagan administration passed the Cable Communications Policy Act, intended to promote competition and deregulate the cable TV industry. The cable industry invested over $15 billion to get towns and cities across the US wired up so the real profits could start flowing. You need to have people connected before they can subscribe and watch. It was the largest privately funded construction project since World War II. At one point, Nickelodeon ranked dead last in ratings across the spectrum of cable network options. There weren't as many channels as there are today, so that's not as bad as it might sound initially, but it was still reason enough for drastic change. In 1986, Nickelodeon, along with MTV and VH1, was sold by Warner Amex Satellite Entertainment to Viacom. A substantial round of firings and promotions took place that saw former MTV founding producers Fred Siebert and Alan Goodman try to do with Nickelodeon what they had done with MTV, finding the audience and developing a signature voice and character. Nickelodeon was working with consulting and production groups trying to break the code on reaching these darn kids and their fickle television habits. You can't do that on television. A sketch comedy show was the most notable production they were airing, a show that was created with a stated intent to not be educational programming. Beyond ratings, the most important thing You Can't Do That on Television did for Nickelodeon was introducing green slime and the act of being slimed as an integral part of the show. Sliming was triggered when one of the kids in the show said the words, "I don't know." Nickelodeon's focus groups concluded that kids liked game shows, but that there was no game show for kids, a hole in the market to be exploited. One of the consultation and production groups happened to have Nabisco on standby, with a sponsorship ready to back some kids' content. But Nabisco didn't sell toys. They sold Cheese Nips and Chips Ahoy, Better Cheddars, Chicken in a Biscuit, Nutter Butters, and Lorna Doones. So Nabisco wasn't sure they wanted to do a cartoon or any of the regular kids stuff. They already sponsored game shows for adults. Why not a game show for kids? The team at Nickelodeon got to work. This game show would essentially let kids hand off the risk of not knowing the answers to the trivia questions using the dare, double dare mechanism of playground diplomacy, but also challenging them to measure the risk-reward for each individual scenario within a 5 or 10-second window. Mix in a healthy dose of the Rube Goldberg-style contraption from the game Mousetrap, top the whole thing with some Nickelodeon brand green slime, and they just might have something that could simultaneously push ratings and sell some crackers. Nabisco moved on to other sponsorship opportunities, but Nickelodeon continued with development on the new game show. A Double Dare pilot was shot in May of 1986, hosted by Jeffrey Darby, the executive producer and one of the creators of the show. The series got the green light a month later in June of 1986, prompting the search for a full-time host. Some consideration was given to Soupy Sales, who had hosted his own children's television series in the 50s and 60s, but there was concern that at 60, he was too old for the role. Dana Carvey was in consideration but landed at Saturday Night Live. Thousands of candidates auditioned, but Marc Summers won the role. Age was still a concern with Summers, but it turned out that kids thought he was at least 10 years younger than he actually was, so producers just made him promise to never tell anyone his actual age, something that could not happen today. Kids like Marc Summers because, as the host of the show, he made it okay to do the weird, impulsive things they wanted to do. He made kids think it was actually cool to be doing it. He gave them permission to do things that kids like to do without fear of punishment. This was being sanctioned by an adult. Sets were designed by James Fenhagen and Byron Taylor, inspired by the works of the Memphis Group. The budget-conscious decision was made to shoot in Philadelphia at the WHYY studios because WHYY offered it to them. John Harvey, a radio DJ from Philadelphia, was brought on to be the announcer and Summers' onstage partner. Robin Russo was a stage assistant, helping position kids for their challenges, setting up and cleaning up the various messes. All of Double Dare's music was original and composed by Ed Kalehoff, who was associated with the Ed Kalehoff who composed the music for the 1976 CBS Double Dare, hosted by Alex Trebek, in that he was him. 65 episodes were shot in just 23 days from September to October of 1986. The first episode aired on October 6th, with new episodes following on weekdays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time thereafter. By November, Nickelodeon knew they had a hit. In its first month, Double Dare became one of the highest-rated shows not only on Nickelodeon, but across cable networks. For season 1, Double Dare had over 1 million households watching regularly. Hit was an understatement. With practically no marketing, Nickelodeon managed to turn that daily time slot from practically nothing to the most valuable 30 minutes of their programming day. Kids loved the obstacle course. They liked the physical challenges. Like waiting for recess, they tolerated the trivia to get to the other stuff. A second season was guaranteed for 1987, and the production started looking for ways to expand and promote the concept, including a nationally touring live Double Dare stage show that would recruit players from the audience, and continue to tour regularly until 1995. 26 episodes of super sloppy Double Dare were added to the schedule on Sundays. Similar gameplay, but the physical challenges and obstacle course had the sloppiness quotient turned up to super. That meant a greater volume of slime and goo for a more sustained period of time, covering a larger area.
disgusting. All month long, Nickelodeon serving up the ooeyest, gooeyest, chewiest, yuckiest, muckiest, bluckiest, gushiest, squishiest, mushiest Double Dares ever.
We don't call it Super Sloppy Double Dare for nothing.
Nickelodeon, your exclusive headquarters for Super Sloppy Double Dare. All month long, weekdays at 7:30, 6:30 Central.
Nickelodeon even tried out common variations on the theme. If Double Dare worked with kids, surely it would work with adults. 2 different pilots, each hosted by Caitlyn Jenner, were shot. One pitted teams of married couples against each other, and a second that matched contestants with has-been celebrities. The prize amounts were increased. Neither show was picked up for series. Family Double Dare was picked up for syndication and aired Saturdays on Fox starting in April of 1988. This version took 2 families consisting of 2 parents and 2 kids, once again an increased budget for both production and prizes. Marc Summers was back to host, and while he was prepared for the kids, it was the adults that took it too seriously. He watched as staff had to intervene when parents would berate their kids for missing a flag and costing them a vacation trip or a new car. A second season of 13 episodes were ordered by Fox but canceled before production over creative differences. Perhaps Fox actually wanted to show the adults choking the kids for failing on the obstacle course. I'm just speculating. The regular kids-focused Double Dare went into syndication in February of 1988. It was the second highest rated program in the age 2 to 11 demographic. By January of 1989, it was right on track with a Nielsen rating of 3.1, just like it had been as a cable exclusive. A new version of Super Sloppy Double Dare began airing in syndication in January of 1989. Production began in Philadelphia, but halfway through the season, production moved to Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. Because in June of 1990, Nickelodeon Studios opened as a hybrid production facility/attraction. Visitors to Universal could now watch production of the series as it happened, including unprecedented behind-the-scenes views. Super Sloppy Double Dare would ultimately be aired on 154 different stations around the US and run through September of 1990, when the series left syndication to return to Nickelodeon. Repeats of the Fox-run Family Double Dare moved to Nickelodeon as well, ahead of a new season of production. Family Double Dare officially relaunched on Nickelodeon on weekends beginning in October of 1990, with production taking place at the Universal Studios facility. 2 seasons of 80 episodes total were shot from 1990 to 1992. A 1-hour special Tournament of Champions brought the Double Dare series to a close in February of 1993. Repeats of Double Dare aired through September of 1994, repeats of Family Double Dare aired through January of 1999, and Nickelodeon started making plans for a new Double Dare. A Double Dare to take into the future, Double Dare 2000. First broadcast in January of 2000, Double Dare 2000 was hosted by Jason Harris with Tiffany Phillips as the announcer. Music was composed by Rick Witkowski. Sets were once again designed by Byron Taylor. Marc Summers was back, but he had graduated to the role of executive consultant. Double Dare 2000 built on the structure that had worked for Family Double Dare, a new set, new physical challenges, and the option for a triple dare challenge. The obstacle course at the end was officially dubbed the Slopsticle Course. Double Dare 2000 launched with the same ratings power as previous series, hitting a Nielsen rating of 3.0 with 2.7 million households tuning in. Week after week, it ranked as one of the top 25 basic cable programs, again dominating the age 2 to 11 demographic. Double Dare 2000 ran through November, repeats aired through July of 2001, but it would be the last original Double Dare production for the next decade. In 2012, Double Dare came back as Double Dare Live, a nightly live stage presentation at the Nickelodeon Suites Resort in Orlando, Florida. This time it was a special show for the guests of the resort, featuring the guests of the resort. The gameplay was the same with trivia, dares, double dares, and physical challenges. It even had its own version of the Slopsticle Course. The show ended in June of 2016 when the resort was rebooted as a Holiday Inn. That same year, in celebration of the 30th anniversary of the franchise, Double Dare popped up as a special event in coordination with the Flux nightclub during San Diego Comic-Con and live-streamed on the Splat's Facebook page. Hosted by Marc Summers himself, returning to the franchise for the first time since Double Dare 2000. That 30th anniversary celebration continued in November with a half-hour Double Dare reunion special. Airing on Nick at Night and The Splat, it featured clips from over the years, behind-the-scenes footage, and appearances from Marc Summers, original announcer John Harvey, and stage assistant Robin Russo. It drew over 1 million viewers, placing third in the non-sports cable broadcasts in the 18 to 34 demographic. Response was so overwhelmingly positive that Marc Summers announced a short time later that he was working with Nickelodeon to once again bring Double Dare back to regular broadcast. A year later, in June of 2018, Nickelodeon premiered a new Double Dare shot in Los Angeles, hosted by Liza Koshy. Marc Summers was an executive producer and also the announcer, providing introductions and play-by-play for the physical challenges. 40 episodes ran through January of 2019 and included a special 1-hour episode featuring Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell from the series Kenan and Kel. The premiere drew nearly 2 million viewers, making it the most viewed show on Nickelodeon that day, as well as the highest rated show for the 12 to 17 age group. On top of that, it was the most viewed new series among 18 to 49-year-olds over the previous 5-year period. Viewership decreased to about half in the second week, where it remained for the rest of its run. Casting began in January of 2019 for Season 2. The first episode aired in March. In August, Marc Summers announced that Double Dare would not be getting a third season this time around. The final episode was a holiday tournament on December 20th, 2019. Double Dare has been a popular brand for over 3 decades with all kinds of licensed merchandise based on it and inspired by it. Toys, clothing, lunchboxes, school supplies, all sorts of things have featured the Double Dare logo. 2 different board games were released by Pressman Toy Corporation, the Double Dare home game in 1987 and Wet n Wild Double Dare in 1989. Mattel produced Double Dare the game in 2001. Game Tech released games for the PC in 1988 and Nintendo Entertainment System in 1990. Nickelodeon Kart Racers 2 Grand Prix, released in 2020, has stages based on Double Dare. 2021's Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl has Double Dare DLC. You can find out how to host a game of Double Dare in your own home using the Double Dare book, published by Parachute Press in 1988, with a revised edition in 1989. And when you do, you can either make your own slime or use GAC and Goo's official products made by Mattel and Jakks Pacific. Some episodes of Double Dare have been released on home media since 1986. There was a series of 4 home video collections by Kids Classics in 1988, as well as Double Dare The Inside Scoop and Double Dare The Messiest Moments. Elektra Video released How to Throw a Double Dare Party in 1989, and Sony Wonder gave us Double Dare Sloppiest Moments in 1994. Clips can be found all over YouTube. Many episodes of the original Double Dare series are available to purchase on various streaming services as of this video, as are episodes from reboots like the 2018 version. Double Dare has been adapted to television markets all over the world: Canada, Germany, India, and Brazil. The UK version has kids competing for points instead of money because that's against the Queen's laws. 6 episodes of the Australian version were actually broadcast in the US on Nickelodeon in 1990. In 2021, for the 35th anniversary of Double Dare, Red Tail Entertainment's Double Dare Live streamed a special called Double Dare Live at 35. It was a Facebook special that once again brought back original cast members Marc Summers, John Harvey, and Robin Russo, as well as Jason Harris and other cast and crew members to reminisce about the franchise and the phenomenon that so many grew up with. A phenomenon that, at the height of its popularity, was the most popular live-action show for kids between the ages of 8 and 15. Those kids brought it with them as they grew up, with many colleges hosting Double Dare clubs. It is not an exaggeration to say that Double Dare was responsible for the success of Nickelodeon as a network in terms of attracting viewers, establishing a personality for the brand, and, making money. In 1988, Double Dare accounted for half of the network's operating profit. Double Dare single-handedly elevated game shows for kids to a legitimate programming option. Nickelodeon developed game shows called Finders, Keepers, and Guts. Other networks followed Nick's lead, introducing their own kid-focused game shows, including NBC's I'm Telling. It was a degree of success in a specific market that would be very hard to reproduce today. Thanks to the original series, by 1995, Nickelodeon accounted for over half of all kids' television consumption. There was almost no other competition, especially with regulations introduced in the Children's Television Act in 1993. Broadcast networks were reluctant to air children's programming due to the amount of supporting educational content that it would have required throughout their weekly schedule. It was far easier for a cable network dedicated to children's programming to not only sustain in that environment, but flourish within it. Nickelodeon was expanding while other kids' entertainment standards were just establishing themselves. Cartoon Network didn't air its first episode until 1992. Regular broadcast stations were already beginning to move away from Saturday morning cartoons. The rest of the industry was green with envy, and Nickelodeon was seeing green because of all the money and the slime. The slime, which would go on to be an integral part of Nickelodeon's visual branding identity. They had a giant slime fountain to greet visitors at their facility in Universal Studios. You can't do that on television, created it, but Double Dare mastered it. Double Dare literally improved on the formula and modified it to apply to situations both literal and conceptual. Double Dare's stewardship of the slime precipitated its inclusion in the Kids' Choice Awards and other shows like Wild and Crazy Kids and Figure It Out, and most recently, the NFL on Nickelodeon. For nearly 40 years, they perpetuated an ancient mechanism of childhood conflict, resolution, and escalation, combined it with a safe space that let kids indulge in the purest state of childhood existence to wallow in making a mess in a controlled environment. Double Dare built a children's entertainment empire on slime, rewarding competitors who can best survive the mess with incredible prizes, and viewers with the satisfaction of being a witness to the delicious mess. Thanks for watching. Please hit like, hit subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Thank you very much to those of you who already are. Check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/ToyGalaxy. If you're in the position to help the channel grow, if you would like early access to the videos ad-free, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/ToyGalaxy and let us know in the comments down below if you ever saw Double Dare. Definitely let us know if you were ever on Double Dare. Better yet, let us know if you ever hosted a Double Dare event at your house and how that went. And are there pictures, and how much slime did you make? Do you know what a serving, do we know what a serving size of that stuff is? We do need to get that book and video.
I'm working on it.
Boy.
Cut.